You have people listening from every corner of this planet. No knowledge has been dispersed so beautifully, so balanced across the planet, of this planet ever, maybe in the universe. You have the full potential of achieving everything in the universe. There is no need and there is no reason for man not to achieve. So, wherever you are, the way I taught you to make the coils double coil inside, you have continuous equal gravitational magnetic field, and if you put CO2 on it, and you put zinc on it, you have connected the emotion of the man to it on a stable condition, and you'll find out you become a very peaceful man. Here, instead of having galaxies and universes and creating connection magnetically, we have used the matter state gravitational magnetic field strength to dominate and dictate the shape of the plasma. The nanotechnology, the nanomaterial which you have collectively developed in different ways, by caustic, by electric currents, by whatever, fire or whatever, has that advantage that the matter, the nano and the plasma is all the same. So connection is very solid, it's very strong. The power of the plasma technology, the way we have thought, is beyond imagination of the man. Now we can create and control the plasma, which is the mother of the creation of the universe. You are given the seed of the essence of the creation. The foundation does not belong to no one and is not made of one anymore. You are developing it, you are structuring it, and from today we will be still the same. We'll still develop the technology in different names, in different colors, in different nationalities which they do not exist. It is beautiful when we see the Christian, the Muslims, the Jews, and every other belief are working together to build up systems. We have already become one faith. We already have become one nation, and we already become one planet. You got to remember one thing. Dates is irrelevant. Today is the last day of the Christian calendar, or tomorrow is the beginning of another. One day is connected to another. We don't stop. We are working round the clock. The Keshe Foundation team is working irrespective of time, position, religion, country. And now we achieve what we set out for.
Would you like to be one of the first humans in space using plasma technology? The Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute is now taking applications for the Man-Originated Zone Habitation and Nutrition Training Program, or MOJAN. The goal of MOJAN is to teach trainees how to create and utilize the magnetically oriented joint habitation and nutrition system that will be used for life in space. Be one of the first humans in space using plasma technology. The 3-month Mojan training program begins in the fall of 2016. Apply today at mojan.kfssi.org. Trainees will be taught every aspect of plasma technology needed for them to go to space and survive, and will be educated in space ethos. Participants are expected to bring the knowledge forward to the peoples of their nations to prepare them to become peoples of space. Matter propulsion technology. Today on Earth, we use inefficient and costly rocket propulsion technology, which burns fuels to overcome the magnetic gravitational fields of the planet to go to space. We power our rockets, our cars, and our homes by burning matter to release the energy that we convert from one form to another in order to create motion and usable energy. As well, to achieve objectives, rockets, for example, have to carry large and heavy payloads of fuel, which means that they're payload dependent. Matter propulsion technology is very destructive, inefficient, polluting, and wasteful. Now, let's look at the new alternative, plasma technology. Plasma technology uses the properties of the entirety of plasma to create motion, lift, and energy without destroying the characteristics of matter. The system utilizes magnetic and gravitational field interaction to attain positioning and motion. Nothing is burned, there's no waste, and no pollution is created. Plasma technology is efficient and not destructive. Current human scientific achievement is the result of a progressive evolution in science and technology over thousands of years. Plasma technology is the next step in that evolution. It's viable and it's here today. You could be one of the first humans in space using plasma technology. Apply today to the Mojan training program. The Universal Council invites you to attend the One Planet, One Nation, One Race event in Rome on the 9th and 10th of September 2016. The Council looks forward to open interaction with the public at the event. Come interact with the Council in your spoken language. The Council encourages you to bring your positive suggestions and solutions to the table on how humanity can move forward as a whole towards everlasting peace. In this way, the work of the members of the Council will become the work of humanity for humanity. The full package price for a single ticket to the event includes 3-night stay in one of Rome's prestigious hotels, daily attendance to the event, as well as breakfast on the 9th through the 11th, and lunch and tea on the 9th and 10th. Accommodations for this package is based on double occupancy. The full package price for 2 tickets to the event includes 3-night stay in a twin-bed room in one of Rome's prestigious hotels, daily attendance to the event, as well as breakfast on the 9th through the 11th, and lunch and tea on the 9th and 10th. Additional night stay are offered at €150 per person per night. For those who wish to arrange their own accommodations and who plan on attending a single day of the event, the cost will be €200, which includes tea and lunch on the day of the event. For those who wish to arrange their own accommodations and who plan on attending both days of the event, the cost will be €400, which includes tea and lunch on the day of the event. The One Planet, One Nation, One Race event in Rome. Come share your positive solutions on how we can work together to bring everlasting peace to our world.
Welcome everyone to the 20th International Knowledge Seekers Workshop of the Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute for Tuesday, June 21st, 2016. And as always, we're with Mr. Keshe of the Keshe Foundation. And we'll have a series of presentations today and various information as to what's happening in the international world of the Keshe Foundation. Okay, I think we're ready to hear from Mr. Keshe now. Are you there, Mr. Keshe? Let me unmute you. That might help. There we go.
Good afternoon, good day, as usual, wherever you listen to these knowledge seeker teachings. As part of our work, we are still pursuing the understanding of the total work of the plasma. As I was explaining in other teachings and recent teachings, we have speeded up the teaching and the confirmation of the technology. This is for certain reasons, and as we come into the age, to the position that we are delivering a new technology, the expectation to see more is increasing. They want instantaneous response. There is a need for being able to show how internationally as Keshe Foundation we can confirm each other's work. In a way where the foundation has made a mistake is that they use us to attack us. In a way, we wait till you confirm and you deny each other's work. That way it's easier for us. For this reason, we're taking over ourselves directly from the top to go through everything individually, single-handedly, where we left it with the others to do and show things. One of these is, in totality, if you put the whole structure of, as I was explaining earlier, the energy, the medical, the agriculture, the material, the health, and everything else together, altogether is not even 5% of the total knowledge needed for space technology. But we had to keep you as audience busy to understand different part of it and find out each one of you in what you're interested and what you would like to learn the technology in different ways, that we take the leadership back, that we center in how we teach, the way we teach the rest of the 90-95% of technology, which is to do with the space travel. We are committed to take man into space, and we have brought international interest around the foundation for this reason. Now that we got to the point that a lot of you made the Magraph systems, a lot of you did the plasmas and the ganses and the rest, we take charge from the center in a way to show you and correct whatever needs to be corrected to put together, that these 5% of the totality of the 100% knowledge, which you mainly are interested in because you're always interested in crumbs, not the main cake, you're happy enough that you taste the cake. So for that reason, we take action in a very direct way from the Keshe Foundation Center. We bring teachings directly from us and showing directly from us. In so many ways, we have seen this because we needed to enter from now on the international arena with the governments. Most of public do not have the backing, scientific technological development technology to check and develop, except the few governments. So we have entered direct cooperation, collaboration with a number of governments to bring this about into the space. What it took us some years to do as individuals and then as knowledge seekers and the Keshe Foundation supporters, from now on, the other 95% into the space travel will take us a few weeks and months. We are ready to deliver the technology to a number of governments to put them on the race to space collectively. And this is important for us. This is important because then whatever has been interest by some people doesn't count really, because when you go to a space, you don't have what is the limitation of man on this planet. One of these which we have taken more or less control over, and we're deciding to completely finish it off, we left it enough, is the development of what you are mainly interested in, maggrav units, the power units. We announced last week that you change your maggrav units to, instead of the load, LED and everything else, to a fridge freezer, and you will see the difference. So to do that, we have taken the lead ourselves. We have put units in test now, and we have seen fridge freezers going to zero operation in less than 24 hours. We see double system where the operation of the system power supply goes to zero and become total plasmatic. And now we've gone to the phase that we are ready to announce the release of the Keshe Foundation, hopefully by Thursday, of the power generators, which means we'll lead, and we'll start delivering generators, not the maggrav units which you are used to. If you're happy to carry on with the maggrav units, which a lot of people are, because in the future you understand why, it'll be good. And as we start delivering the power generators from July, we'll go in the direction of covering every steps, because it's not if the system supplies, is how much it supplies. We can confirm we can go up to 7 to 10 kilowatt power supplies in a way as generators. We will show data, we show examples, and we will show how, if you are interested to produce generators, how to do it as part of the blueprint. At the same time, from Thursday, the Keshe Foundation changes the maggrav units to power generator units, because there's extension and other things we have to do. The price as a generator, we still put at 3 kilowatt, but it can go to whatever you like, because we have to be in the limit of the international standards. The 3 kilowatt generator will be around about 1,200 euros, which is absolutely peanuts in the international market for the power supply. We will teach you how to connect it, we teach you how to do it in the coming weeks, but the Keshe Foundation website will change the maggrav units to the power units from Thursday at 1,200 euro per unit for a 3 kilowatt consumption. This we see we can push, and we think in some cases you can go up to 20 kilowatt. We do the tests, we'll carry on our testing. We always announce ahead of when we deliver, we do things. And we show you that you follow our work. And from this week, maggrav units, which a lot of you had a problem with because you couldn't see how to do it, we took charge last week. We took to bring this to an end. And now we waited to see what evolves around the people. Now we are ready to finish it as a generator. This is what you were asking for. If your 3 kilowatt generator was announced by the Keshe Foundation some 5 years ago to be sold at 5,000 euro. In a way, the patients paid, and now we are there at about 1,200 euro. We deliver a 3 kilowatt maggrav unit. Has to be connected the way we say, not the way you want to test it. Has to be done according to the strict procedure that we ask you to connect it. Any changes, it's your responsibility. The power units will be supplied from July onwards. We accept orders from it immediately. On Thursday, the switchboard will open up and will change to maggrav, to power maggrav units. It's still a maggrav unit, but as a generator. And on the back of that, we'll bring in government reports. What this means, we sit with officials, with governments, with scientists, and they watch and they report directly. The system is done. In so many ways, we do the same with the application of the health. We will do the same with the application of radiation. We do the same thing with the application of the decontamination and the rest. On the other hand, we change the focus on space travel. I start teaching how to develop spaceship technology. In a short time, a number of groups are ready to move into that space. Always said, till somebody is not ready, we don't show. I can walk within 5 meters from where I'm sitting now, and I can show you a fridge freezer which shows absolutely zero power use in a full operation. This is at the head office of the Keshe Foundation. We are not outside, and we have seen immediate, within 24 hours, over 50% drop, and by tomorrow we should see zero drop from the grid. So we are seeing ourselves in a very correct way. We are developing it now back to the foundation base, and when we've done it, we throw it back at you the way we did with the maggraph system and the others, for you to come up with different flavors and versions of it. Following that, from this week, we start teaching officials how to start putting a maggraph system, a space travel system together. This is our responsibility, and we'll take it to the next level, that in a few months' time, as we said, something very straightforward. We put a peace plan ahead. The governments did not obey. They wanted to do what they wanted to do. Now we enforce it. We will teach it through the Keshe Foundation. We will teach it, and in an open space, you go to the next level. You take it to where you want to do it. We'll release a number of videos in respect to how you can see, how you can detect, how you can build, and how you can construct what you call a spaceship. It's your responsibility to do it correctly. It's your responsibility to follow step by step the guidelines we put out. We showed how to do the magravs. We saw the mayhem. We saw what we learned, and we now enjoy the pleasures of it. We do the same with the space technology, because you have to build what you are comfortable to travel in and be with in the space. Those of you who signed in to be Motions, please complete your application for full payment by the end of this month. We close it very rapidly. I will not accept any more in a very few days. We want very few people, because we have received enough support from government that the individuals will not count. But we try to carry individuals that they can go back to their nations to develop. If you have applied for Motion, please complete the process within next week or two, because we close it very close, very soon. Now, we have two options. Motion's teaching will be carried in 2 points. One in Ghana, Keshe Foundation, and one most probably in China. We announced the Ghanans 100%. We will go through the training in Ghana. If you are in Africa, if you are in a third world nation, you can join the development of the Motions, the training in Ghana. With China, we will confirm very soon. The reason I've chosen these two countries to teach is to show Africa is a major continent and not what has been done to it before. And secondly, we go to bed one of the most powerful nations who can support Africa. On the other hand, we are ready as Keshe Foundation support any organization which wants to use the Keshe Foundation technology for peaceful applications. We have taken a position in bringing new technology, and now we start controlling it from the center. Because otherwise, if we had done what we've done up to now, it would have been us doing, you following. This way, it has allowed to bring different understanding and knowledge together. Those of you who have signed and completed the Motion application form and the rest. I start preliminary teaching from next month, which means before you come in, you start knowing what you got to do and what is expected of you. I choose individuals to teach according to your own intelligence. So in a way, what we see, the advancement of technologies come so fast, we know what is the next to come. I'm bringing the teaching of motions from October to July. So in so many ways, we'll do it the way we see fit, and with it we carry governments and nations with us. We have started collaboration on a number of ways in different approaches to governments for different application, and we'll carry on with this. As I said, we will not teach anyone who's got to do with the European Space Agency or European Space Section. The rest is open. I am inviting one by one different organizations to join in motion program. Our invitation will go, and it's set to go, to a number of space agencies who have shown interest in collaborate, but the governments blocked the way. Now we go back and we invite them to be part of it. For us, it's important to will most of the space technology development in its root in China, and this is the path I've decided to take, and it will be that way till we see what happens. The spaceship program, those of you who want to be motions, I will start training those who I see in the background capability to become one. They're teaching from next month. In July, end July, beginning of August, I start teaching that you can start developing an understanding that when it comes by maybe before September, we have some people and some units and some groups that they can at least take out of this planet if what we expect to happen comes happen. We prepare the first groups for dispatch, or what we call excursion. I will not take a summer holiday this year because the working to foresee what is coming to be able to support is more than taking holidays. That's why I announced this morning in the teaching from 15th of July, I will stop teaching except on Thursday mornings. On the Tuesday afternoons after next week, after the 15th of July is international teaching. You can come all in and participate, but I'll all be available on Thursdays, which gives me 2.5 months to make everything ready for what we expect in September, October. And this is to be able to have a group or a group of people who are capable to develop, to complete, and to be able to be above anything which happens on the ground. The most important thing, which a lot of you have not understood, because you were too busy in trying to evaluate in how you can bring technologies in a way that it could satisfy your, what I call, interest. This has been one of the biggest problems for the Keshe Foundation. And that is how we can teach you to, in a way, to become yourselves strong enough to understand your way of working, that on doing what you have done and what you have achieved, you can develop a technology which allows you to be able to survive space travel. Where have we gone wrong? Nowhere. The only thing is we did not know. A lot of you work on the basis of how can we make our system to become a spaceship? How can we make a system that can fly? I emphasize a lot of times in the teaching on 1 to 9 because it's important to understand what it means. It's important to understand the process, not just what has happened. Can you see the whiteboard? I have done that. I have the whiteboard from Zoom, but I went out and I did that especially. I have chosen the whiteboard. After, where do you want me to share? So what do? You want me to go out? So I start a paint program, which is on now. Yeah. Share screen doesn't offer me paint program. I have a whiteboard. Is this on? Can you see it now? Okay, now it's okay, no problem. So what is important? Why I keep on going on 1 to 9? Those of you who were with us in the Sensano, you remember the system 1 to 9. I'm not in the lab in Valletta, so I cannot show you the system. The 1 to 9, if you remember, is a star formation, which we allowed the system to rotate, and we started with a few millitesla live on the internet you watched. We had a star formation of 4 reactors. We had another star formation of 4 more reactors in the back, where we cascaded this in a magnetic shielding. We released the fields of the plasma, but we put the detector facing the system on this side. As the system start building plasma, it start transferring energy to the next, which were rotating different type of plasma reactors. And then we put a shielding around the third one with a reactor inside, which this shielding created dissipation of the fields from here. So if this was 1, this was like 0.2, and this one was 0.05 Tesla. In a plasmatic form, if you understand the order of magnitude, this was 10, this was 1 to the power of, let's say, 5, and this one was power of 2. The habit of plasma is to feed the smallest. So the plasma took this shape. And in doing so, the field transfer became so much, because the minute it transferred to the center team or a center core, then this immediately transferred to feed the other one to become to balance, and this started the process. Feeding more, knowing where to put the detector, showed us the flow of the traffic. 4 motors, total 12 watt of energy, but in fact, the energy was coming from the, while you understand the power of the GANs, you're using it in the pads, you're using it in the pens, all we did, we collected it inside. To go into the space technology and understand this in a space manner, you will be doing the same thing. What does this mean? Is that we go back, now we change the position to 1.1, the 129. If you call this A, they call B, they call C. The A is the planet Earth. Strong power to give. B is your base of your star formation. Your C is the crown of the star formation. In transferring energy, you create a massive flow back on itself. Very interesting if you understand what you are doing. In fact, the system in totality behaves very much as what you expected. 1 to 9, and the last one the weakest. In trying to feed the weakest, you create a massive flow, which this being the weakest will pull out. Because you have disturbed the flow in a specific pattern. You're dealing not with the fourth reactor, but in that position, very much, if you can decide how to change the field strength on the fourth one, which this itself is in balance with the position of destination, you can travel to moon and back in minutes. Now you see how the technology is taking its own shape. Now, if you understand all we've done, we have changed the position. Or if you want to do it a further step, we have changed to the position. The system, the development, the delivery will be instantaneous. We expect huge number of losses. We expect a lot of damage. We expect a number of total loss of spaceships till everything is done, till you start learning. As I've said at the beginning, now you understand where we go. In the 129, it was imaginary field forces. Now you have a pen, you know it's no imagination. Now you have the health maggraph system, you know it's not imagination. Now you have built the energy systems. You have gained enough confidence to know how to play this game. The whole process is what avenue, what way the man decides to go out. Would you like to go with a physical system, like a craft, as we call, it'll be like the donkey on planet Earth? Or would you like to travel in a more sophisticated theme, which is made of fields, where you go with a jetliner? But both will end up in a space. According to how you develop your technology, is understanding of the technology will dictate how you go out. The donkey will still arrive as much as the jumbo jet. It takes a bit longer, but has more danger. A number of different ways will be developed by all of you, and none of you is wrong. Because it's the way you feel comfortable. It's the way you feel at ease and control. The spaceships, the spaceship program means totality of the knowledge. How you will use each system for different application. It will be a hybrid. A lot of you will use different ways of this. Some of you will mix it. Some of you will go for a target to the top, no physicality. through the fields. Some of you still would like to have a platform made of aluminum and cores attached to it. There is nothing wrong with it. None of you will become the leaders of the space. You all become passengers of the universe. In your travels, you will see all different kind of systems. And by the development, you see the strength of the thought and the understanding of the work of the universe. I have taught you more or less the whole spectrum. It's for you how you want to travel. You feel happy to walk and be there with the donkey. There is nothing wrong with it because you take longer. But the other ones who understand it, have better systems, will deliver, be there in seconds. But at the end is, how many of you we can get home safe? Any of you who become motions by building systems yourself as we teach, or through the Keshe Foundation, you have to understand the hazards of the space. You have to understand you are the frontiers, you are the pioneers of new space era. If we leave this till it's too late, then it'll be too late to teach the totality. If we leave it to the time when everybody is ready, human race will never be ready. So we deliver it according to what we understand the time is right, and the time is right. We see mankind just about ready to come out of this planet. We support the teaching, we support the technology, we support the understanding of it, but we will not allow the abuse of it. I carry in my hand both the element of kindness and the destruction. You choose. Use the technology to harm another nation, another person, will wipe out your nation out. So from now on, if you're an American and use the technology, think you are responsible for every American. If you are British and you use the technology to harm another, every single speaking language, which is the line of thought, as we said, universal, will do the same. We block you from ever achieving maturity. That's our punishment. That's what we're going to do. We do not wipe out a nation. We will not harm no one. We block the level of understanding and maturity because we know how to do. So from now on, the plate is clean. We play all the same game. Establish connection to Universal Council. Establish understanding through the work of the Universal Council. Establish links that you work as one nation. Share knowledge of the development openly. Do not be afraid of a bunch of terrorists who sit around. We have already organized their business for them. They have to stay here and then they know what they received when they received. The problem is to understand the application of the technology in a way that how much of what we do allows the others to benefit by it. Understand the space travel is based on the work of the motion of the plasma. Understand the space itself is based on interaction of the magnetic fields. This one we call magnetical, is both gravitational and magnetical in the magravity state. Set the knowledge in the correct way, that you understand what can give you the condition you want. What will create the condition you want. Don't be afraid of testing. Sometimes it'll be good, Sometimes it will not give you what you were expecting. It's for you to understand what was achieved, not what was expected. In space, there is no wastage. You always achieve something, but trying to see what you achieve is near to what you thought or what the aim was is more important than not achieving, because then you learn. This is the process you have to learn. None of you will be ever wrong. Stack it, join it, twist it, tie it, cover it, coat it, field it, Gans it, whatever you do, none of you is wrong. It just shows the state of your understanding of the intelligence of the totality. So when you start working with plasma in the space, we need those of you who is dedicated to serve humanity and know, understand very clearly. 80% of you who enter into space will never come back. Some of you will leave and establish new territories for humanity in space, and some of you, by your own mistakes, will end up and convert to something else, as there is no death into space. And some will succeed for a long time, but somewhere down the line shall make the mistake. Understand before you start setting your systems up how you protect yourself first. The first rule is to learn the safety before you start testing. Because now that you understand the space technology, by the time you come to understand the safety, you are already in it. It's not safe anymore. There is no reason that any of you who follow the work of the Foundation cannot produce a flight system. Some of you will create it with piece of wood. Some of you will create it with piece of metal. Some of you will create it with a physical fields. And some of you, if you understand it or understood, when we had our friends from Togo, you create it with a state of mind that it fits and changes the way you want, according to your own comfort in the environment of where you are. Mankind is ready to take off, but on the other hand, mankind does not have much time to take off. The process of development of the spaceship will start in a very deep way. You have already have a full basic understanding. All of you have. There is no shortfall. Today is a Tuesday. It's an international teaching, which means all the Keshe Foundations around the world have enough knowledge to start working, but they have to decide, we want a physical system, we want field system, or we want system that we can control it through scale of thoughts, which means you need men of precision. You need men of dedication. You need men who understand their wishes, their command. We've seen people like Paul from Togo. These are the people who will fit in the last category. Because all they need to do now, convert the bottle to a spaceship, and they decide what's going to be in it. Purity of the heart, purity of the soul, and purity of the intention. Those of you who go back into old aircraft hangars and start putting pieces together to see how it flies, then you have to understand the interaction of the fields and the matter too. So the job is much harder. Those of you who decide to bring the two halfway together, you'll find a lot of mismatch and a lot of problems. But in the long run, if you're happy with it, it's a hybrid. We can teach in different ways Those of you who become part of the motions, you decide. Do you want a physical system to be part of? Do you want to be part of the field system? Or do you want to be part of the control, what you call emotion or the soul? This needs a lot of clarity, of understanding of oneself and nothing more. The physical side is very cumbersome. The field side is much easier, but still you can go between the hybrid of the two. But in this side, you're on your own. We see two kind of people which will go this way. One is Africans and one is the Chinese. We see this primarily will be in South America and partially in Central Asia. And we see this with the white race in America and mainly in Europe. The reason for it is very clear. These people are much closer to themselves, to the emotion, to understanding. These people are partially connected to material and the field. And these people in the West, everything is to do with material. Has to be there, otherwise it has to be confirmed, otherwise, and the rest of it. So it will not be easy to change a school of thought in a short time. But I'll be spending more time here than here. We bring the understanding, we bring the emotion, we bring in how you want to change. And there is no way I will mix the three together, because it's nothing but mayhem. The structure on the international teaching, if you are connected to building systems, you fit into this perfectly. If you are connected to work with the GANs and to work with fields of what you created, you fit into here. And if you are of those who understood the yin and yang, the ones who understood the strength of the emotion from inside, you fit into here. This will cost you millions of dollars to build. This will cost you a very, very few thousand. And this will cost you nothing. But you achieve more here than here and here. So you see the structure of the teaching which is coming for the motions, those of you who want to be in it. The understanding is very, very simple. We expect this group to be on flight very quickly. This will take time. They have to find factories and the screws and bolts and nuts, and you know how much copyrights takes. There is no copyright on the thought and emotion to build. Any questions?
Keshe, bonjour, it's Monique in Skånevik, Oslo. How do we, if we decide to go for Africa, but we are in Norway, so...
It goes with your emotion. It's not that you go with Africa, it's just that if you have it, if you feel it, if you understand it, if you can create it. This is the difference.
Okay.
You understand? We don't do it for African and Chinese. We see the two into the position. If you are a man in, let's say, in Germany or in Italy, who have reached the point of maturity to join the Chinese group or the African group, you're quite welcome. But understand what you're getting or what is involved. In Europe and America, you still want aircraft hangars, you have to build a spaceship, you have to have a platform, you have to have designs, you have to have calculations, there has to have equations, and be busy, it takes you a few centuries. But if you understand that this planet and the rest of this universe was not created out of screws, planks, woods, and aluminium, and still exists with all these stars and planets and the moons, and they all matter state, and they all fly, and they all take position, then you join to the bottom line. We are not separating races by cultures or whatever, but it's just the way the school of thoughts brings the understanding of unconditional. The more you have added, the more you have tied the ground down. The more moved into the world of conditioning the thought, conditioning to physicality, the harder it is to reverse. You go to an African, or go to the Chinese, and you say, this is how it works. Makes sense to him, he tested it, and he does it, and it's done. You go to European, I need proof of concept. I need patterns. I need equations, and I need formulas, otherwise there's something wrong with you. But in fact, sorry, you're so stupid that all this, you have to have it to choose. Then even that you don't understand, because half of all this had to make a lot of assumptions, you never get there. So those of you who have matured, if you come in and you ask, can you show us? You go back to the level down. If you bring people into the third level, which is on the emotional level, and you still ask, I want to see that, I want to do that, can you show me this? We ask you to move to the field level, because that's somewhere in some matter there which expects you, and you feel happy. And if in that level you come in and you don't see you, and even if you come in the physical side and you still, it's too much, we ask you mature. We go into space with a donkey, with a car, and with a craft. It's you who decide which one you're more comfortable with. We've seen donkeys in Europe, we've seen donkeys in China, we've seen donkeys in Africa. They're all the same donkey. It's the man who decides, I want to be on the donkey or in the car to go faster, I just want to be where I am. I start teaching heavily into the space technology, every aspect, food, energy, transportation, communication, transmutation. These are the backbones of the structure. And after September, I'll be teaching once a month in the full-time teachings of the students on the first and second year, because all the concentration will go on to the development of the spaceship technology. Any other question? We are all clear that we're setting the course for a space travel. And it's done by all of us, not by some of us. And there is no NASA, there is no Russian space agency that you have to go and qualify to stand for a test. If you can stand, and 1 out of 1,000 might be accepted, and then you spend 7 years to be trained to be able. You've been taught, you've been trained, you're all ready to go.
May I ask a question?
Yes.
Can you give us a better view what this space traveling can mean to us? Because I think a lot of people don't have any idea on which journey you're actually taking. not only spiritually, ethical, but also as beings, what our travel and this journey will lead us to. Did you hear me?
Yep. I don't know this lady, and we prefer not to answer her, but we have to. Of course, we have to answer her. And we all know who she is. She's the other half of my life, and she's there. She asked a question because she's been pushing me to explain this for a few weeks. People don't know where they are going and what to expect. First of all, before we leave this planet, in each section, we shall meet the people, them what I call creatures of the universe, when you are ready for it. If it's our wish to enter a space in a peaceful way, we shall be welcomed. Transgression into space is a celebration for universal community, that man has a new child is born. But there is no training school. One of the first things we expect on the completion of the spaceship development, especially in the Chinese and the African side, will be direct. In a way, you create a condition that because your knowledge has reached the knowledge of the universal level, you shall see your brothers and sisters of the space. There is no other choice. In entering the space, you are on your own to develop this technology and the science the way you feel, or you can learn from the others. There are no schools. It's the interaction of the thoughts and the soul, transfer of knowledge. The ethics of it is very simple. Do not ever think to harm or take anything from space. Do not even contemplate to take a stone. Do not ever contemplate to take something from somebody somewhere because you think it's your right to do. Do not ever even think to harm another person, another entity. Entities in the universe are not your food supply. Learn in space, you have to stand fast and correct and keep to the ethos of correctness. In space, do not expect restaurants and cafes. In space, do not expect ever activity to be busy. In space, expect to look, to see, to understand, and to mature. There are no factories, there are no offices. You will spend hundreds of years in space learning about different ways the space has shaped itself, and through it to understand the creation. And that's all your job. There is no 9 to 5 jobs. And there is no day and night. To have a day and night, if you're a night shift or a day shift, you're always on a night shift till you decide it's going to be a day. In a space, you learn something very simple. There are no doors, there are no walls, there are no kings, and definitely no priests. You are your own priest. You are your own king. You make your own home and you find your way into it. It has to be a balanced condition with no one leading no one, and no one preaching to take your soul for it. You have to be strong enough in the integrity of the operation of the universe. You have to be strong enough to know what I do is for the benefit of me and the others. You have to be strong enough to stand hundreds of years of solitude. Because in space, when you travel, you'll find peace. And man in finding peace will not create problems for himself. So 1,000 years hanging in the air is like one day on earth sitting on the beach. I was explaining recently, half of the stars you see in the sky to you is a star, and it's definitely been there all the time. You give it this star formation and that, this galaxy, my dearest friends, they're all nothing but the spaceships literally anchoring. They have nowhere to go and they watch. It's peaceful. Where are they gonna go? Whatever they wish they can create within themselves. So one of the first things you will see when you start building your spaceship and taking beyond the levels of this planet and beyond this solar system, you find out half of the stars in the sky are part of your family, just hanging around with the lights on. Because they create an interaction in the environment they are to keep their position where they are, and their interaction of the fields of their system and the environment of universe creates light. To you, they are stars. You can get NASA swear at it. It's made of this, it has this entity, this is the diameter of it, but because you haven't got the knowledge, you could not see the truth. So, in going to space, in the departure, even on this planet, when you start building the first unit, you will start observing the other creatures of the universe on this planet. Because now you make the fields the same as they do, and you will see things you never seen before. It's very much like you put different color goggles, glasses, and you can see at night. Now we put the plasma glasses on, and then we'll see the universe. We'll see the universal creatures. If you start building glasses, none of you have started doing it, which is made of plasma in the plasmatic field, you will start seeing the creatures of your universe. But you have to make it the right way. With your eyes, you see the physical man. With the plasma of the glasses which you make, you call it glasses or vision lines, in conjunction with the plasma of the glands of your eyes and your brain, you will see the plasmatic part of the world which you were never aware of. New creatures. New life, even sitting next to you, you were never aware of. How many of you have had a vision glasses on in the dark? And you become aware of things that you didn't know are there. And then the new plasma systems embedded, built, and I have shown the original ones, very primitive ones, to the doctors. They'll start building it, but they're not aware of it. You will see the first contact. You will feel their emotion, and they have no languages. Because you feel the emotion of the soul, not the voice. Anyone tells you, I can hear this, I can hear that, these are all what I call fake imaginations. You will feel it through the soul and not conversing in the language which you can talk and say what I did, what I do, what it is. You will change it according to your understanding. Those of you or the people who will start playing and I hear and I see, they belong to the mental institute, because it does not exist. Have you seen two babies talking to each other, but they know their position in the space? It will be in that level, but at the level of the soul. You got to realize the principle of the creation, and that is a correct conduct. When you see another creature, you never shake hand, you never cuddle, till you know the energy they carry is not to harm you, and primarily the energy you carry does not harm them. Man will fall in love with the creatures of the universe. Would there be an offsprings of man and different races of the universe? Already has been. Already is not the first time. Those who we came to understand the level of the creation of the universe are already passengers of the universe from this planet. Learn to concentrate. Learn, those of you who will concentrate to teach much more than the others, is to find the position of your emotion within the structure of your physicality. Find out how it's fed, it's been all in my teachings up to now, and then find out how this emotion controls the soul, that the soul sees the whole lot, and the way the boss tells the bottom line to the next one down, this is what I see, this is what's got to be done, and then if you like it, you can transfer it to the physical side. The ethos of a space is very simple. It's the writing of Christ plus his name. Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not steal. Not in the writing of the Most, with the ethos of the Christ, yes. A donkey, just because brings something, does not mean understand what is on the load. The man who takes the load and takes the salt from the back of a donkey and makes the salt, that it makes a food that one can understand the benefit of it, of what is eaten, what is been given, that's the man who understood. Moses just brought the donkey. He never understood because he lost his way from the beginning. Christ was his name, understood. Buddha went halfway, but he did not get involved in the matter state. But he did not understand the complete totality between the two dimensions. Muhammad, plus his name, got involved in too much of physicality. So, one thing you'll understand, the state of the man at this level who takes to space through emotion and the soul shall be equal to the state of the soul of the Christ, bless his name. Because then you see the totality. You understand the essence. You understand what Buddha understood. In the time to come, there will be no sign. The name of Moses shall never be mentioned. Because by bringing the knowledge, he abused the knowledge, so the knowledge lost its essence. You got to understand, in time, in the space, when you find yourself in a position to be of a more knowledge, You have to become the same as the 129 to give as much as you can, that the others become balanced to you. That you don't give and you don't take, because what you give is taken and what is given you take. In a way, when we talk about the space technology, we talk about understanding of the balance. Find the position of your emotion, find the position of your soul. Understand the soul is the creator of your physicality in the dimension of the strength, then the spaceship shall be within you. You choose the point, and I told you, the Chinese and the African culture will bring man into it very fast. In so many ways, the detachment allows the maturity of the soul. So we start already teaching you how to achieve the level of the soul. How to achieve, to understand yourself. Because then, as we said, and I repeat, you made the matter state to the gans. That is, you ate the food of the planet. In your body, you converted it in your stomach to the gans. In your intestine, you transferred the energy of it. The same as what you did with the gans, with the 129, into your lymph and to your blood, through your lungs, of the same process. In the interaction of the fields of the emotion and the physicality through the operation of the heart, you transferred the liquid plasma into the field plasma, which fed the emotion of the man. And in understanding the emotion in its evolution, you have created the soul of the man. So now that you achieve the soul of the man, which is itself by the field, as I taught today, this morning in the teachings, now you have the field that can cover the physicality to make what it likes, what you call the spaceship, to enter the realm of universal community. This is the process. At any time, you make a slight error in the emotion, you build a craft which goes nowhere, or does not go where you want it to go. Now you see why your soul is the creator of your craft. Then you have to find those souls which like to share a craft, and you become the totality, the passengers of that craft. Not necessarily in the level of physicality, but in emotion. Or if you decide, you decide how totally, as a team, as a group, which you made the craft, how you would like to look in the place and the dimension when you arrive. Now you understand the teaching of the nano, the matter, the field, is the replication of the creation of the man. But up to now, I could not explain to you. You've seen people in Australia put a gas, the water, in the water, transfer the energy of a gas to massive amount of water, it becomes liquid plasma, and then they transferred it as a field into the lettuce, and you've seen how big it grows, how it changes. Because now you change the field into matter state. It's you who decide you want the small letters or the big letters. So, as I said, in entering the space, you enter the replication of the creation. And you have to understand the whole process. You need to understand. Otherwise, you'll be a man in a space with one arm missing and one leg missing, or one eye missing. Because you did not understand that you need two arms to survive on a planet like Earth. But on the other, you need 6 of them, because it's too many good things to touch and too many good things to give to. Never look in a space as hands are for taking. The hands are for giving. The feet are taking the feel of the emotion of the planet. The hands are there to give back. But the man has made the total reversal of the whole caboodle. He uses the hand to take whatever he needs. Or whatever he feels he likes to need to have. So the thesis of a space is very simple. Be careful you don't make a self of yourself through your soul with a hand and a leg missing. Because now you are responsible for your own behavior and your own structure and your own physicality. Now you've seen how easily, because you understood everything from the beginning, I can show you that you yourself are made of what you are making. If you understood how you made the guns and everything else, now you understand how you were made of. You are nothing but the conversion system of different state of matter and fields. And you thought you are superior to the other things in the universe. You eat food, which is matter, convert it. If you haven't understood the first time, I repeat myself. In a GANS machine, you make it nano-coated, you GANS it, you digest the field of it, you place it in 2 different ways, you bring it together, becomes your emotion, and with it, from a field of the emotion, you create the interaction of the physicality and the emotion, which gives the soul of the man. And then it's the soul which decides the totality of the interaction of the physicality in this dimension, and its shape and form. The soul is 1 to 9. The emotion is the middle reactor. And the physical body of the man is the weakest. Then in the space you have to decide, am I going to do with this physical part, which is the cause of my demise? Or I live at the elevation of a level of emotion, which is still receives, but it can interact with physicality. Or I live at the level of the soul, which I have nothing to do with physicality. I manifest myself when I need, the way I need, but according to the environment, I'm going to manifest myself that I can survive, independent of matter state. We enter into space technology not with jet engines and rockets, not with reactors and plates and steels than in space. As I've said before, you enter a region where the aluminum changes from the solid to liquid state and you have no crap because you fall at the bottom of it. But the man of mentality, the one who did more crimes, have gone so physical that now they understand why it's better to stay on this planet, understand the consequence of their own conduct. Those who got so involved in killing and destroying to own more materialistic, they cannot go into the physical, emotional side or in the total, what we call field side, because it's too much, they cannot comprehend. How can you tell a blind man how beautiful a red rose is, and how can you tell how the emotion is when you give the red rose to the one you love, and what you get back for it. He's blind to the whole lot because he's never seen a rose. He does not know the smell, and he cannot see the emotion of the love in getting back from the one who you love to give it to. That's how simple it is. So we see how the men of crime have already committed themselves to the material world. Try to correct the wrong, but understand what you've done wrong that needs to be corrected. Not just out of the fear of it, but out of understanding of it, that you do not put the same thing back in the same circle again. Create a condition where you're at peace within self, because being at peace is a balance, and being in balance, you do not make mistakes, and in not making mistakes is you will not shall harm another. You will not take from somewhere another feels, even if you do not know, it will not come. The true space program starts from now on. I keep on telling you every week, because every week we open a new door. And in reality, if you're happy with your Magraph systems and your pens and your nano, we still teach you. This is the school of the universe. We have from toddlers to graduates and postgraduates and the ones who understand the totality. So we speak in the language of everyone the same. It's you who decides where you fit. Any other question?
Yes, if I may. We have children among us. How are we going to prepare them for this journey?
In so many ways with love and care. In so many ways with them understanding the journey, because does not mean that they are the children. In the space they won't stay children. In a space they are younger than you and me, 10 years, 20 years. But in the space all we shall be same age, thousands of years, that the days and weeks ahead does not count. Mankind will pay heavily for the way of his conduct. But that's for the man to understand. Children should be taught at the point before of the time of inception, which means you can bury it within your RNA before it becomes DNA and before it becomes a being. Then the child is born with the ethos of the universe. The way you decide through your RNA the color of your eye, the shape of your face, man has not understood. Through RNA, you structure the shape of the soul of the man. In the writing of Baha'u'llah, he says, pray for your children 20 years before they are born. We take it further. You learn, you ingrain it in the ethos of your RNA, which is the essence of your life in the space. Which means you have to understand the true structure and life of the universe, that it becomes ingrained as part of the recording of not physical matter, that even you don't have a physical entity in the universe, the fields of your existence and the offsprings of it will carry the knowledge of peace. Very easy. The way you made the gans of flowers and the gans of meat and the gans of the others, find out how you make the gans of peace. And then use this field to become part of you. Drink it from the fountain of universe. You got a long way to go. And it's not going to be a peaceful journey. Long, long way to go. But we start the process, it has to start. The time is now. Any other question?
Another question, please. We have a lot of controversy. We have a lot of problems. I think, as mankind, we all know. But how can we release these shackles faster and make it somehow in a way that we know we're on the right path, that we don't have to doubt, because a lot of people put doubts on other people's path.
That's how they show their ignorance. 21st of June. Today is a balance it's an equinox. In a way, today is the longest day of the year. In so many ways, it has to be the longest day for mankind to understand what we even said today. There are those who create problem because they know they are bounded. From now on, wherever you see creator of problems, understand these people are grounded. These are the souls, these are the people who have chosen to be as part of what it shall be. There are those who pretend to serve, but in fact they are there to take. And there are those who serve unconditionally, and we shall see. In a very, very fast way, there is a thing which is set up and it started, but none of you have come to understand yet, because you're too busy in seeing what is going to come out of the hat. You haven't noticed that there was no hat. And you will understand very soon how you all have already been separated, even the ones who have not heard about the technology. The process will be very easy. You will see it in a very, very rapid way. Now that we have started shining the light, the true colors will come out very fast, extremely fast, extremely fast. Because those of you who will start making to you what we call like a 3D glasses with a plasma, with a gas field, you will start seeing the proof of the existence, how correct we are in the knowledge. And you will show it to the humanity. And then you understand there wasn't a process of making a spaceship. There was a process of showing you are the passengers of the same ship as the others that you have not seen. And then that's where your problem starts. That's where everything will start. That's where the mankind will have a huge, huge problem. This is where you will see, but you do not know what to do. And that's the time. Those of you who endeavor to build the systems to be able to see the fields and not the matter end, you see the things which are made of fields. And in the next few months and weeks, you will post on your mass media, these are what I've seen, what is this and what is that. And you'll find out if your intention is correct, they will teach you who they are. As I said, with this teaching today, I have opened the door to universal community. It's for you to build the right system with the right intention, and you start seeing the creatures of the universe. We decided to bring the teaching forward so rapidly because of what we see is about to come. You are looking to build the spaceships. Now, as it's an international teaching, we have listeners from all over, all corners of this planet. You learned about the GANs, you learned about the field, you learned about the plasma. Now start playing with the field strength and the liquid plasma and use it as a vision of seeing. And then you tell me what you see. Tell me if you put a hand out to the creature of the space in front of you, are you in the space or are you a guest to a spaceman? And today we have opened the door to universal community for those who understand and are ready to see. Today is 21st of June. We have changed and we have opened the door. It's the day of equality. So we shall see. Then you understand why in the olden days equinox was celebrated. This is the third time we open the eye of the man on the same day to mankind. And through it to the universal community. You got to understand from today, it's you who decides to be blind or to have an eye to see. And if you behave and conduct yourself according to the rule of universe, which I have taught you up to now, you will get back from universal community. You shall build the spaceships according to your interest and your pleasure to be at peace. They will help you to build it. They will help you to structure it. They will guide you like a brother into the space. But it's you who have to make that difference. You got to remember one of the cornerstones. How can you tell the man of universe, I shall not eat you, if you are consuming another on this planet? Is for you to rewrite the structure of your RNA. Now you understand. Start making combination of the GANS glasses, what you call lenses, what you call binoculars, what you call whatever. And start looking into the horizon of this planet. And you will see so many creatures that you could not ever imagine. And these are all passengers of this universe. So I said I opened the door of the universe to mankind. And today is the first step of it. You know, when you go to an optician and he keeps on dropping different strength and color lens glasses in front of you till he gets the right measure. Build lenses like this. People who are in Innovation Center in Philippines know exactly what I'm talking about, how you got to do it. We have the purest of hearts in Philippines. And that's why they can deliver so fast. Because they work without condition. The rest has a condition. Most of has a condition. Work the same kind of different GANs mixtures and lenses. And now, up to now, you put it down to look. Now put it in front of your eye and the back of your head. Same combination. Where your emotion is in the center and you'll see the totality of the creation. Make it that he understands, adjust it, that it's not too much for you to start with. Because what you will see, it'll be so beautiful that you will never need eyes to see. This is the way you see the universe from now on. This is the way we open the door of universal community to the man, step by step. And we started the first step today. Let's see how you behave. Let's see if you still would like to eat. And let's see if you tell them, I want a peaceful planet. I want to see peace on this planet. No more murders, no more killing. And if you are sincere enough, you receive enough from them to be able to wipe out the wrongdoers of this planet by moving their souls. Don't forget the structure of the work of the universe. You never kill, you never destroy. You create a condition that they move on, not necessarily on this planet. Remember how to build it. I told you for weeks. I will not show you anymore because you know, now we complete. We bring strength and we bring totality to it. Make yourself rings of the ganses, overlapping each other with full transparency. And then you start seeing the work of the universe beyond the solar system. But you have to understand how you do it. I've taught you many times. And then the strength you receive from these rings, because you are in the center, like a ball in the center of your magnet system, it allows you to see the universe. You won't see it through the eye of the man. You feel it through the soul of the man. Because with this process, you elevate the emotion, which elevates the soul, and the physicality will be present in the shape which is happy with at the point of destination. It'll take you a long time to understand this, but today is the beginning. Today is the beginning of the opening of the man into space and universal community. Not by ships, but through the soul of the man, and with it, the man decides where his physicality shall be. You will get so many invitations that you do not know where to go. You are a new child of the space, and everyone wants to show their house to you. And the houses is across this universe. I remember an American traveling in Iran very recently has wrote an article. How come the American press says Iranians are so wild, blah, 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 whatever, wherever I walk, they take me to their home, they give me the best food, they give me the best room to rest. This is the culture of Iran, it's the culture of space. You'll be given the best seat of the house, the best place to see, is for you not to steal while you are the guest. Start building these lenses. Start building GANS binoculars and start opening your eyes into the universal community through the eye of the motion and the soul, not with the eye of physicality. And then you should never open your eyes because there is no need. With the eyes of physicality, we see nothing but pain and destruction. You have all the tools. Do not use copper oxide, because then you limit your physicality at the point of destination to what you had on this planet. Do not use heavy metals. Go to the lightest. The collective energy of the lightest will give you what you need at the time of need, at the heaviest. Go back into the hydrogen plasma, because its collectiveness will give you what you need. Work with deuterium, not with hydrogen. Do not work with tritium, because it can give you the division. It's like single bricks in a Lego game. It's all the same when you build it, the structure is all the same. If you have extras, you have to bring other tools, and then you start creating problems. Now you understand why I said from the beginning of the teachings years ago, atomic hydrogen with the backbone of the creation for man in the universe. You have one electron, you have one proton, and you have one neutron. And the totality makes it perfect, because it's the balance in it. The physicality of the man, the soul of the man, and the emotion of the man. And total, a perfect system. Try to build systems which carry the links to the emotion of the man. You shall see better. Your sight, your vision will be very clear in respect to totality without physicality. Try to do one thing, and that is when you use the gateway to the universe to see, build the system that it can control both in feeding. You have to learn the work, the true work, not the physical work of your heart. That's your control valve, how much you feed it with, at what strength. That strength allows you to see the universe at a dimension which you have decided to release the energy of. In next few days, try, and you shall see. You will come with the first contacts, with the first vision, with the first confirmation of life in the universe. Some would allow you to take pictures, but then you will understand the picture does not exist. You shall see them in the origin style where they were created, not with the eye of the man. Create spacing between your ganses, and then you create a dimension that you can pick them in within the gaps. Look in a way as your emotion in the center of the plasma. You know how I draw plasmas. And then according to the structure, you should see the creatures of the universe according to the strength, the clarity, and in a way, the strength of their souls. If the zinc with copper in a right order, and you put to it the right emotion, you shall see the Christ plus his name in physical life. If your emotion is to see physically your mother you lost at the time of birth, you shall see the mother. Don't forget the work of Paul. That was a gift from Africa to humanity. Beginning of the journey into space through the emotion and the decision of the man. Now we have opened the Pandora box that no man can. Now, make one for those who want to be the presidents and those who wants to be world leaders. And tell them, you tell us the truth, and everyone shall see. Or put the lights and the lens on and look at them when they say, I want to bring peace. You can see the bank check sitting in the background in their pockets, because the image of the confirmation of the payment to how many to kill, to how much to get from which manufacturer is in their soul and in their emotion. There shall be a lot of shadows in the soul of their son. Now you see what I said. We enter the elections with a full force. Build as many and give to as many that they can see the true colors of the leaders who want to be the leaders. Give it to those who have killed and raped, and you see the name of the children and how and where, because it'll be there, it's ingrained in their body, in their emotion. We don't need a blood test. Now we give you the plasma test. And then we shall see. Position. It'll take you months, it'll take you weeks to master this. And then you shall see. Go back to my teaching a long time ago. I told you where to find the emotional part of your brain using a stereo system. Follow the same procedure. You'll find a position where not only you don't hear the voice through your ears, but you hear the whole music as a totality. This will be the same with the vision. You will not need the eyes, but you see through your emotional part, through the senses of the physicality you have denied. Now, I offer this technology to be tested by Innovation Center. Build the first lenses. Understand it according to the emotion and the strength of the emotion, and let it be worn by those who want to be the passengers of the universe. The problem is, do not look for the physicality. Look in what field you can carry the soul and with it the emotion, that the physicality into the eye of the beholder will appear that it satisfies him that you are a friend. In a way, you expose your own soul to the others. This is what I am. No need for talk, because the emotion will carry the message. I'll teach you more as time comes. But as a messenger, my message is very clear. We have delivered and we have opened the door. It's for you to cross the threshold from mankind and this village into universal community from today on. Don't do what you did with the Americans, with the Native Americans. Don't forget A very big rule I should have learned. They killed a lot, but at the end, they killed themselves. When you enter, this time, only those who are transparent will cross. The rest shall not. And it goes back to what I said again months ago. Those who have done wrong will not enter the spaceship, because the spaceship is their own physical body made and built by their own souls. Any other question?
Mr. Keshe, we did have that presentation from Paul from Togo, GAN's production another way. Not sure if you want to entertain that now or just continue with the...
Today we carry on with what it is. On Thursday we let you show a lot of presentation, a number of presentation for Thursday morning.
Okay, that sounds good.
Because we enter today in a very different entry. We open the door of the man to universal community. We are putting the hand of friendship out. It's for man to respond. It's for mankind to respond, because the leaders shall not. Because from today they are trapped in their own prison. Understand what you're doing. Go back and try to understand what and how you made the gas. Try to make the gases as pure as possible. Try to make whatever kind of mixture you make in a way that the water will be transparent, it's irrespective. But you understand how you mix these gases and how you mix the liquids of them, and then how you mix the water of them as a liquid plasma, and then understand if you want purity in totality, that no matter is carried away with the GANs, make the vapor of it. And then when you made the vapor of it, from the liquid of the vapor, make the field of it. And then you understand why I told you the field, the plasma, and the vapor. Then, with that, build lenses. That then you shall see the universal community. Then cover yourself with it, that you receive the same message as they speak, not what you want to hear. You will see, you will understand without spoken or without ever speaking. Build a system that it covers the totality of the brain of the man. That you get every dimensions of physicality in the essence of the creation, but in the true form of its field, not in the matter state. Remember what we said very beginning. The minute you put a food in your mouth, it enters a cancer state. By putting and covering the head, you already go from the cancer state into the plasma and then the soul of the man. Test these and tell us what you see. Tell us what is the message, and my word goes to the world leaders, heads of armies, heads of space, heads of governments. You've all been trying to talk with us. Now we are ready to talk. But our terms, our condition, not your terms and your condition. understand one point. We deliver peace according to our ethos, not yours. We give the call world armies a very few short time to be retracted back to their nations. And from then on, we shall stop them in their track. I warned this before, now we deliver this time. If the military forces are now withdrawn, or what I call, there is no military, these killing armies are now withdrawn back into their nest, we take the nest that there is no nest to go back to. Those nations who are planning and working towards a bigger aggressions, now we enter a position that you won't even remember the name of your own child. This is not a threat. This is, if you understand the work of the plasma, is our wish. You will find a lot of world leaders roaming around the street and not knowing who they are. Try to understand. We've seen people in Vienna or Austria or other part of the world going around living systems, making magraphs with the intention to change. You have started the process. Last week, past few days, Caroline has been going around the Rome to all the fountains and filling them up with CO2 gas and zinc to bring peace to the men who they come to Rome and then spread the feeling of the Rome to the rest of the world. The process has already started. Every famous fountain you see in Rome now carries the vapor of the peace and equality of the man. And you all go to it, thousands and thousands every day. Do the same and change the mankind in a different way. We do not need to create huge crafts to show. If all our intentions is the same, mankind will make one craft. That will be the sign of humanity in the universe. That's how you see these huge crafts, the size of a sun. Because in them there is no conflict. They never fight. They reach the point of maturity and together they have built one. They are the passengers of the universe. Everywhere is home. There is no 9 to 5 job because there is no 9 to 5. There is no sunrise, no sunset. Start mixing your ganses in the order of the creation. And then you understand how, what order has to be. Learn from the division of the cell of the man in multiplication. Build to start with the vision of the man to a non-dimensional world of the universe, and then we'll see where we go. We'll see what you report, you see what you see, and there's one thing for sure. They do not talk. You hear the conversation through their souls and their emotion. If you see them coming close, it means you're of the same line of thoughts. We want to be together. If you see them walking away or moving away from you, it means your thoughts is not their thought, because they are peaceful. They know what they want, what they have had, and they are not prepared to break the peace in their life. Start learning the language of the universe. But it's not sign language. It's the field strength-based interaction. If the strength is right, the interaction will be perfect. Any other question?
Can just remind the viewers that you can put your hand up and I can promote you as a panelist if you want to ask a question.
You never thought you're going to go into space so easy. That's how easy it is. It's as easy as you've seen you making a maggraph and a pen. You enter in the universal community. You've tested it, you know it's there. Now it's see if you got the courage to become part of it. That's your problem. If there is no question, we call it a day. Because mankind needs a lot to think about and contemplate. We need a lot to change.
I got one more question if you let me.
Is it why you went back?
Maybe if I'm at a distance, at least I can order my mind to ask you the right questions, because if I'm too close, it doesn't work that well.
The love is too much.
I am having a question. Fear. A lot of people will have a lot of fear. How, because of traumas from the past, from when they were children, when they were bullied, whatever, in any situation, there is a fear in a lot of us. Not only me, other children, adults. How can we ease that fear down to be able to make that first step easier? Because I know
There is no fear. There is no fear. There should be no fear. There should be a lot of joy.
I know, but still the first step up will
No,
be,
if you speak about the fear, you build the fear. It's a lot of joy. It's the freedom for man from the shackles of limitation of this planet.
no, I'm not speaking
Doesn't matter.
the
It's
matter you create. No, it's not that they create. It's the fact. I know you can abolish fear very fast with joy. You can just flip it in a second when you, I notice when I go to a cashier and she's having a very long face and she's handling very difficult customers on her casa, I just start smiling at her and I can just flick her in a few seconds and she starts smiling back. By the time she's handling this next customer, she's already full of smile. If she can hold on to that joy of serving and being there no matter what. But it's the flick to make it easier to flick into the joy, because a lot of people don't even get their joy life.
The problem is that I brought this in such a rapid way, especially like today, that people can start doing it to see it, that the curiosity will not leave a place for fear. There is one thing, is at least for the first time we give man a chance, totality, because of the communication lines, because of the openness. We give man the first time all, from doesn't matter whereabouts you're on this planet, to interact with one universal community. Which means none of you is above. There is not a talk with the Americans, there is nothing hidden in China, there is nothing hidden somewhere else. A man in Togo shall see first. A man in jungles of Kenya will see first. A man in center of China who's pure in heart will see first, because there is no fear. He understood the technology. He's happy to be free from these shackles of this tightness, worrying about the food. If they teach you how easily you can absorb everything you need to be part of, and you learn what is the fear, detachment. Unless you have a fear, you'll see a monster, and that monster is actually you, not them. There is no fear. Today is a celebration of birth of the man in the universe. What is the fear with the party? Unless you are afraid of your own conduct. That's where the fear will come. We have opened the doors. You will not try. Everything I've shown you, you've done. You use the lenses, use the things everywhere. Now, use the lenses, use the patches, transparent patches in front. Build the system which is transparent layer by layer, and you see every time you add a layer what comes to you. But make sure you cover not the eye of the man, but you cover the emotion of the man, then it creates its own image. You see your mother who died 20 years ago, but you see her with the same face and the smile and everything else. You don't see her through your eyes, you see her through your emotion, because what she left you. Now we show you how you see through your emotion, so there should be no fear. Thank you very much for today, and we welcome humanity to the universal community. It's for you to fail yourself, not for us. We done our job correct. We have brought mankind to a very positive point. Now it's for mankind to respond. Test it. Test different systems. I showed you how to make the hats, how to make the helmets, how to make the boxes. I kept you so busy with these that you were not expecting what came out. This is the extension to the hat of the universe. Play the game. Thank you very much for today. We'll see you on Thursday.
Thank you, Mr. Keshe. Thank you very much. Okay, this will be the end of the 20th International Knowledge Seekers Workshop for June 21st, 2016. And as always, thank you everybody for attending, and definitely take in the Thursday coming up workshop on the 23rd of June. Okay, I'll shut down the live stream now and we'll end the recording.